the many effects of CTE in boxing / MMA.
CTE is extremely common in combat sports. CTE stands for Chronic Traumatic Encephalopathy, which is normally caused by repeated blows to the head. Which
God damn. Bro's getting blitzed.
Naturally will happen in a sport that's...
Oh my god, look at him.
This shit get better with time. Don't worry about shit, bitch, it's fine. Sit through the skies. Yeah, I'm bringing the mind.
On punching people in the head, and it can affect fighters to different extents. In some cases, it can actually be funny to observe, but in practically every other case, it's tragic and one of the darkest parts to combat sports. First of all, in a lighter tone, Tito Ortiz is maybe the most obvious case.
It's personal because, in a way, you're jealous of him. How does hearing that out of his mouth fall on your ears?
Jealous of him? This guy can't even put a fucking sentence together, man. Are you kidding me right now? He's reaching for those grapes. He's trying to make his wine, and the wine's already sounding like a violin with that cheese and wine.
He doesn't have CTE. What is he talking about?
We'll see on November 24th.
Tito Ortiz may actually be a case where CTE hasn't really affected his brain capacity. Even as a younger man in the UFC, he's been one of the least bright people in the sport, and his interviews have spawned endless material.
Probably one of the toughest 185-pounders, number 2 ranked, Matt Lindland.
As you guys get older, is it harder to get your bodies into the shape that's required to go at each other?
Not with me. I mean, I've only been off for a year and a half. I'm only 43 years old. I'm an old mature. I mean, I'm matured old.
I'm an old mature?
I mean, very fast, but at the same time, my body hasn't matured great, just because of my father's.
What is he talking about, bro?
Really old. My father's 80 years old. My grandmother's...
Right, Chuck, stop him.
100 years old. So my body is in great shape.
But going out and doing the promo to sell the fight, and I don't think there's anybody in this business that does better than me. Maybe, who is it, Gregor McConnor, or Conor McGregor. He does actually a really good job.
Khabib or Conor? God, Conor's just too damn good. That kid is just, confidence is through the roof.
There's like Johnny Bones Jones, Conor McGregor. I keep saying Khabib, but it's actually Habib Menenenov.
It's Khabib.
And he texted me because there was another organization, Eagle FC. It's Khabib Menenenov.
Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Hold on. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Hold on. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Wait, do I have CTE, bro? Khabib Nurmagomedov. Yeah.
I pronounced the name wrong.
How many times a week training do I do for this fight? I train 6 days a week. 5 days a week. I'll train 3 days a week.
All right, he got CTE. All right, okay.
One of those days, I will train 2 days of the week. So 6 days a week I'll be training.
I'm a totally different person than I was 12 years ago when we fought. I'm faster, I'm stronger, I'm younger.
You're younger?
Unfortunately, he couldn't get this match before. I heard that he tried to sell some suits to make do on the car, but nobody had a size 52 stupid.
Tito, all I can ask is what your rebuttal is to that, man.
Go ahead and check my Instagram at Tito Ortiz 1999, and that'll answer that.
1999?
Fool's complete gas. All I hear is gas coming out of his ass, and it's not his butt. Well, you know what? Actually, let me go ahead and find Chael Sonnen for you. I think I got him right about here.
Juicy Juice?
And on January 21st, Chael Sonnen is gonna get smashed, as the way I do inside the cage. Kicking ass and taking names. With Chael Sonnen, you're next.
Cannot wait to see it, January.
That made him uncomfortable.
21st at the Forum in Los Angeles, California, and they'll be...
I'm going to dominate. I expect no least than what I expect in my camp, what I've been doing in my camp.
I want to tell me what you see. Let's go ahead and see by the fight what you saw in the ring.
Now, is it true you're coming back in the fall, though, that the fight will be in the fall?
Yes, it'll be in April. I start camp probably around...
Where's his PR? Where's his nigga manager, bro? Don't have him speak.
And in the beginning of July.
I think everybody's starting to believe your lies now. Finally, your lies aren't becoming truth, huh, buddy?
I have an interpreter here for Fyodor Emelianenko. Everybody had question of what type of heavyweight you were. You showed it once on Tim Sylvia in 38 seconds. You've done it again against Andre Arlovski in 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Let me tell you how you're feeling right now.
I don't drink
Hey. Oh my God.
alcohol that much
Y'all boys like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all that.
at all anymore, you know, ever. I mean, not compared to when I was in my 20s. I take care of myself now. Now it's about my kids. You know, I want to live. I want to outlive my children. Of course, 100%.
You want to outlive your children.
And
You want to outlive your children.
That is just, I take care of myself and everything I do. You know,
Oh my God.
Full stop. He's out.
Hold on. How many G forces?
that is just, I take care of myself and everything I do. You know,
All right, 9 Gs, 15 seconds.
Full stop. He's out.
and then I did my junior high school, 87, 88, and 87, 88, and then
89.
Or 89, I started my freshman year. I, Tito Ortiz.
Do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend.
Do I solemnly affirm?
Do solemnly affirm
I do solemnly affirm.
that I will support.
Bruh, this is during COVID. Why couldn't he just like Zoom call this shit and have a proctor, have someone help him?
And defend.
And that I would support and defend.
Discharge the duties.
Discharge the duties.
About which I am about to enter.
That I'm about to enter as a council member of Huntington Beach. Thank you very much.
Why is he a council member if he has CTE? The nigga couldn't do the oath right without messing up, bro. Come on.
Tito Ortiz is probably the only case where CTE is funny. As funny as his clips can be, Tito doesn't seem that bad of a guy, and considering he was the same before he retired, his clips may simply be a case of Tito not being that smart, and he finds it difficult to articulate himself. Moving on to the serious part of the video, one boxer that seems to stand out in terms of being affected by CTE is James Toney. James Toney is essentially a cautionary tale for young fighters as to how they shouldn't approach their careers. And it's quite simple to explain why James Toney is so affected by CTE. There are few fighters who have sparred as much as James Toney has. Throughout his career, full contact sparring has been the main source of training for Toney, and in the later stages of his career was the only source of training he had. Fighters are usually told not to spar too much to avoid unnecessary brain damage, so considering the amount of sparring he's done,
You're supposed to be working on your skills, nigga, your shadow boxing, nigga, your conditioning, bro, your the pad work. That's what you're really supposed to be. Sparring is supposed to be every once in a while when you go into training camp.
plus the fact that he's had 92 professional fights from 1988 all the way to 2017, it was a recipe for disaster.
How does it feel to be hit in the head really hard?
Man, not good.
Man, well, when you first get hit, you see a big black spot, and then the pain hits you. After I get done with the fight, I'm like, damn, do I really want to do this?
43 KOs, 69, 6-3.
Is this the career I really want to choose?
For 19 years, boxer James Toney has continued to return to the ring, where he's won 4 world titles from middleweight to heavyweight. But
he ain't got no money to retire yet.
Along the way, he also may have suffered an injury that doctors only now are beginning to understand. It involves the impact of head trauma on the pituitary gland, a pea-sized organ that secretes many of the body's most important hormones.
Melatonin, serotonin.
So when someone has a head injury, the brain, we know, moves around within the skull, and there can be stretching of the pituitary stalk, or there can be direct damage to the pituitary gland.
Damage to that so-called master gland can lead to deficiencies in critical hormones that affect everyday energy levels and such processes as the healing of muscles and bones.
Which hormones are you low in, and how low are you?
They said my testosterone levels real low.
Damn, man.
Like, damn near non-existent.
Damn, bro. He can't get his dick hard.
Now that's a strange thing to hear from a boxer.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're in the testosterone sport.
Yeah, but see, I was shocked when Dr. Gordon told me. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious?
Just to compare James Toney's speech from the 90s to the present day.
Well, things are going pretty good right now for me. As far as things coming up for me, I'm trying to, get a fight with Roy Jones down the line and possibly win the light heavyweight title. And Virgil will give me a chance.
You are probably the most active fighter in the ring today. You believe in that more than other fighters, it seems like. How does that help you out?
Well, it keeps me sharp. I believe, if you're a champion, you're a people's champion, you got to be out in front of the public every time you get a chance. So I try to stay busy, let everybody know that James Toney is always doing something.
You don't seem to be a fan of Usyk?
He's boring. See, that's why I love England. I love coming to England. I've been to England.
Man, oh my God, the CTE done fried my dog brain, man. No.
4 times. I love the place, my favorite place.
You sound like Mike Tyson.
Two Factory. I love all that. We're going to have fighters like Nigel Ben, Eubanks. They all suck.
They all suck.
Usyk the same way.
Boring.
Scary. Fight somebody. Fury to fight. Obviously, he was motivated to fight. And Usyk won. Barely. And still barely. But in the rematch, it was
Another notorious case in MMA that follows the same pattern is Nam Phan. American Vietnamese former UFC fighter Nam Phan is unfortunately rarely remembered for his UFC run, but rather the severe degradation of his speech after retirement.
They said no or whatever, and he just kept on just harassing him. I was like, dude, Jose, why don't you leave these guys alone, man? Just quit picking on, quit messing with
like
these
he
guys.
from like
He goes, F you,
Cali.
man. We're gonna kick your ass. We want to fight. Want to fight? After school or something like that. He goes, I'm all like, no, dude, I don't want to fight you. I'm just saying, leave these guys alone.
Yeah, hey, done. Nigga, 10 miles morning.
Nigga.
Woke up late. I did run 5 miles.
Oh my God.
This sounds good.
First round, I wrestled some wrestler guy who's good, tough. Kept the pressure on him. Eventually, I got to take the takedown and stuff like that. I got 4-2. Took his back.
My family and my close friends who care about me. They don't want to see me get hurt. And how he's doing? It's about a few days. It's Tuesday. It's about a few days after my fight. I put him with that fight. I talked to Gear Dacker after the fight. He's a pretty cool guy.
The fact that Nam Phan chose to box after retiring from MMA, 8 fights, all of which he lost.
Oh my God.
Would have definitely done unnecessary damage to his health, and is a worrying sign for MMA fighters in general, as a lot of them choose to turn over to boxing as they're already well beyond their physical peak, which is going to take us to the most complicated case in the video, Diego Sanchez.
Bled, I've sweat, I've cried, I've cried for this company. I've sacrificed.
You don't know how long I've been working for my ass off for you people.
It's more than you will ever know. And you can't have a 45 minutes to meet with it.
Diego Sanchez has always been one of the weirdest fighters in the UFC, but his strange spiral he went on after leaving the UFC was nothing more than unfortunate to witness. Diego Sanchez, first and foremost, is a certified UFC legend. He's put on some of the best fights in the company's history.
God damn!
He'd been a staple in the company since 2005, and he gave more than people can imagine to the sport. But naturally, as fighters do, Diego Sanchez got older, his performances got worse, and he started to lose more, which prompted his family to urge him to retire. The way Sanchez saw this was that people didn't believe in him, which led to him separating from his wife.
I pushed my ex-wife away because she was pushing me towards retirement and she didn't want to see me get hurt.
I feel like that's a good wife, man. She wants you to live.
And, I took it as, you're giving up on me. You don't believe in me. And
you don't believe in me.
We went our separate ways. So I was in a real rocky road.
Not only did Sanchez leave his wife, he also left his long-term training team. The influence behind all this sudden separation would be a total outside source, a self-help guru by the name of Joshua Fabia.
Why did you listen to him,
who
bro?
had wormed his way into Diego Sanchez's life. Upon any close examination of Joshua Fabia's portfolio, it should be easy to tell what sort of scam he's running. Upon looking at his self-written biography, apparently at the age of 9, he single-handedly healed his grandfather's health issues, which included a stroke, brain aneurysms and heart attacks. Despite no qualification in any of the areas,
at the age of 9, bro, you healing cancer, bro.
He's apparently a master of defense, protection, human rights, confidence building, meditation, athletic training, physical therapy, acupressure, Western massage, and nutrition. He also apparently holds certifications in martial arts, personal training, military fields.
Why did this CTE nigga believe this? Who is in his camp, bro? Why is he making these rash decisions?
Stretch training and breathing. To everyone watching the video, this is clearly BS. But to a guy like Diego Sanchez, who seems quite gullible and would not be in the right state of mind considering the brain trauma he's had in his career, Sanchez made for a perfect victim for Joshua Fabia. And somehow no warning signs went off for Diego when
mother got a knife.
Joshua Fabia's training techniques were introduced, which included chasing people around with a knife and being used as an upside-down punching bag for Joshua Fabia himself. Sanchez was also apparently taught a death move, which could immediately cause death for an opponent. He was apparently ready to use it for his next fight versus Michael Chiesa. The fight would take place, and Michael Chiesa remains alive and well, because Chiesa would dominate Sanchez for 3 straight rounds. People caught wind of Fabia's weird techniques in the MMA world.
This is Voodoo Coach. Oh, this is his coach.
This is the Voodoo Coach that would be Diego Sanchez's corner. No one else. This dude has no experience as an MMA coach, by the way. So this is the dude that's telling him to be like Tyson.
He's being like water right now. You see that
doing?
slip? That slip?
Bro.
Oh.
You see that slip, bro?
Touch butt. Touch butt.
Diego's such a strange guy, man. He might believe that this dude has magic powers. Because he was talking about I think a big part of Diego's success is his belief system, right? Diego just believes things.
Dude.
Oh, this guy's amazing.
Dude,
what technique?
Here comes an elbow.
Oh, come on, son. Show me that. Oh, knocking people out.
Another one.
Bro. Oh, so good. Imagine looking at this guy and go, listen, fuck Longo and Sarah. That's where I need to be.
If the training techniques and fight performances weren't proof enough, the fact that Sanchez was visibly out of shape every time he fought under Fabia should be enough proof for anyone that he's being manipulated. Because his fighting performances have been nothing but disastrous for Sanchez, and learning to shadow box blindfolded
this nigga's crazy, bro.
certainly doesn't help. Despite all this though, the UFC was still willing to do Sanchez a favour. Because of the time he'd put into the UFC, they offered him a fight versus fellow legend Donald Cowboy Cerrone for a larger sum of money. However, in retaliation for some reason, Joshua Fabia decided to threaten the UFC with legal action, claiming they were sabotaging his career, and he planned on listing the amount of injuries Sanchez had since joining the UFC to make a statement about fighter safety and potentially win a lawsuit.
What a faggot, bro.
However, by Fabia accusing the UFC of sabotaging his career, Fabia directly sabotages Sanchez's career, because naturally if your coach is threatening to sue the UFC, so after Sanchez linked up with Joshua Fabia, he's since performed terribly in his fights, looked terribly out of shape, and was ultimately cut from the promotion as a direct result of Fabia's actions. But Fabia, being as manipulative as he is, would somehow convince Sanchez that this was all just a big conspiracy against him.
I'm going to tell you guys both frankly right now. I'm fearful, man. I'm fearful for my life. I'm fearful that this company, this billion-dollar monopoly company worldwide is going to come after me. Something might happen to me in 2 years, maybe in a couple years. Maybe something happened. Maybe my truck fall. Maybe I wrecked my truck. Maybe something happened. Maybe I
schizophrenia.
Diego overdosed on some suicide. I don't know, but I would not put anything past the level of evil that is within this corporation.
Sanchez seems to fall further and further into the Joshua Fabia rabbit hole as he disowns family members to stay loyal to Fabia. And at this point, this is when the video started circulating of Joshua Fabia punching Sanchez in the head as a punching bag. This video was viewed as so ridiculous and also concerning that it became
This nigga's stupid, bro.
somewhat viral, and people started to urge Sanchez to get out, as he was clearly in a cult-like relationship with Fabia. Somewhere along the line, Sanchez managed to see sanity as he would finally cut ties with Joshua Fabia. And in typical cult-like behaviour, Joshua Fabia starts a whole smear campaign on Diego Sanchez, claiming it was actually him who's been taken advantage of, making all kinds of accusations, saying he's got special needs, saying he's a drug addict, and claiming that Sanchez has thrown several fights in his UFC career. Thankfully, none of these accusations led to anything, and Diego chose not to engage with Fabia at all. Even online, he simply moved on. And as a result, we've seen Diego Sanchez in much better spirits. He's linked back with his family. And on that positive note, that does it for the video. Like and subscribe, leave a comment. Goodbye.
Yeah, Shawty told me